Hi, Don Sullivan here with Emerson and Browning Belt Drives. You know, for almost 130 years we've been supplying drives to the industry. We started out with wood pulleys and leather belts back in 1886. And today we offer cast iron shivs and high-tech synthetic rubber V-belts to give you maximum drive performance. We have a new innovation to talk to you today about called our EPDM belt. But before we get there, let's talk about what the industry standard is. Industry standard belts typically operate on a synthetic rubber basis up to about 140 degrees. So when you purchase most of our competitors' belts, that's the limitation in which you're operating. About 140 degrees Fahrenheit is the maximum you can expect to operate a belt without getting premature belt failure. With EPDM, we've expanded that operating temperature range about 110 degrees. So 250 degrees Fahrenheit is your maximum operating temperature range. Now many of you may think, hey, I don't really need a high temp belt for my application. Well, let's talk about that for a moment. When you think about a drive, what's really occurring is you're having a V-belt wedging itself into a shiv groove, just like this. That wedging action creates friction. And when you create friction, you create heat. If I were to take the temperature gun and scan this shiv right now, it's pretty much room temperature, about 70 degrees. But under tension, under load, the belt going in and out of the shiv will create friction, it will create heat. And this drive, in theory, when you start to run it, will be 30 to 40 degrees above what the ambient temperature is, simply from the drive operating temperature. So very quickly you see that the limitation of a standard industry belt can start to approach that upper limit of the belt's performance. So we've created this EPDM belt, allows you to go up to 250 degrees. And that 250 degree bandwidth allows the belt to tolerate the extra heat, and you don't end up with premature belt failure. You can actually see this over elapsed time with a thermal camera. Let's take a look. All right, here we are measuring thermally. We're starting at room temperature, operating drives, and we're using both a notched belt in one example and a wrap belt in the other. And what you'll notice is when the drive starts out at the 7-minute mark, it's pretty much blue all over at room temperature. As the drive continues to run, it continues to heat up. It turns green and then ultimately yellow. And after 120 minutes, you're starting to see that 30 to 40 degree difference between room temperature and operating temperature that I was talking about earlier. Welcome back. I think you could tell from that dramatic video exactly why that we wanted to upgrade from an industry standard 140 degree rating all the way up to a 250. That added temperature bandwidth will give you added confidence in your drive applications. You'll see that on the belt label itself, we've added the operating temperature range. This is a change in our AX, BX, and CX belts, and you'll also see it in our 3VX, 5VX, and 8VX. And by the way, don't forget to use our mobile toolbox technician application. Our where to buy feature will point you to the authorized Browning HVAC wholesaler or industrial distributor.